Hey guys, welcome to Modeling Manhood. When I was a young kid, typically after Sundays at church, we would stop at my grandparents and we would have a meal together and just enjoy the afternoon together as a family. And I would go out the back door and climb this large pine tree, and I would like peek into the house and pretend I was Tarzan. And I would even go out there on Sundays when it was raining and just sing in the tree. It's one of those places as a kid that I go back and I just, a lot of good memories. But I can remember one day, when I showed up and my grandfather had cut that tree down, and I was like devastated, and I was ready to like throw the gloves in and go to battle with Grandpa because he had wrecked my favorite climbing tree at his house, and it was just really sad and devastating. And I love operating chainsaws and teaching people how to use chainsaws safely, and just being in the woods in general. And we made a lot of firewood as a family together, and but this tree was not going to be used for firewood because it was a pine tree, and all the creosote that it would have made just would have made a mess. And it turns out that that tree was getting removed so that he could put on a family room because being the oldest of all the grandkids, we needed to make room for all my younger cousins and my aunts and uncles and my aunts and uncles and all their kids too. And I didn't know it at the time, but that ended up being a bigger blessing when that family room got done. And now that there's grandkids and great grandkids, even that addition that they put on their house is small. It seems like the older you get, the larger your family gets, and it's such a blessing. And it should be that way with us as Christians, as we invite people to join us on our walk with Christ. God's family should always be getting bigger. And that's really my heart every day in my messages, is just share the good news, share the gospel, and make sure that you're bringing people into God's family. In the Old Testament, we're going to look at a couple different sections here. The first one is 1 Kings chapter 7, and this is talking about Solomon. Solomon was building his own house. He spent 13 years, and he finished his entire house. And he built the house of the forest of Lebanon. Its length was 100 cubits, and its breadth 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. And a cubit would be like measurement from like here to your elbow. So maybe like 16 inches or so. And it was covered with cedar. Above the chambers there were 45 pillars, 15 in a row, and there was window frames in 3 rows, and the window opposite window in 3 tiers. All the doorways and windows were square frames, and the window was opposite window in 3 tiers. And it's going through all these descriptions about what this house looked like. And I just kind of want to take you guys back to my grandfather. When he was making his house, he used those pines, and he timber framed everything, and we put it together on the ground. And then we used our loader tractor to put it up on top of the walls that we had stood up. And I was old enough to help out with that project at that point. So it was kind of cool to see that lumber being used. And when I look at the house, when I go back there and see that lumber in there, not all that timber came from that tree, but you know what? Some of it did. And it's just a great reminder of how things in the past can be things in the present and things in the future too. This life here is so temporary, and someday we're going to have a new body and a new name when we're in heaven. But I think we're going to have some of our good memories. I think I'm going to remember climbing the tree behind Grandma and Grandpa's house, and then just seeing that tree, how it became part of the timber frame structure for the house addition that they had put on. And we're going to look at another section of the Bible here in Psalms 92, verse 12. The righteous flourish like the palm tree and grow like the cedar in Lebanon. They are planted in the house of the Lord. They flourish in the courts of God. They shall bear fruit in old age. They are ever full of sap and green, to declare that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. And that's just a great reminder. Just like Solomon had chosen fine cedars from Lebanon to be used for the temple, and then also for his project there that he was working on when he was working in his own house, in his own palace. And when we can use products off our own land, whether it's cutting trees and then making flooring out of them for your house or cabinets out of your house, it has like a special connection and a special meaning. And it's just really neat to be able to do that. I know a lot of you are like, well, I'll never be able to do that. Maybe you like traveling and you and your family collect rocks or sea glass, and you've made different picture frames or ornaments or little trinkets out of them as reminders. It doesn't have to be as complicated as going out and cutting some black cherry and then sending it out to get milled, and maybe doing the milling yourself, which is something I enjoy doing with one of my friends, and then sending it to get planed down. But there's so much around us that we can enjoy as part of God's creation. And they are planted in the house of the Lord. They flourish in the courts of God. And I love verse 14 here in Psalms 92. They shall bear fruit in old age. And we can bear fruit in all seasons. And usually you think of all the fruit bearing or the multiplying that the Bible talks about when it says be fruitful and multiplying. You think of somebody that's of younger age. You don't think of somebody in their old age. That's why stories like Abraham and Sarah having Isaac, or Elizabeth and Zechariah having John the Baptist, they were in old age. But the Bible verse here says they shall bear fruit in old age. And we need to still be fruitful no matter how old we are or how young we are. Don't let your age discourage you on being fruitful and just sharing the good news with the gospel. Declare that the Lord is upright. Let the Lord be your rock, for there is no unrighteousness in him. And when God looks at us, if we have Jesus in our hearts, he sees us as clean and righteous too. Our sin is overlooked because of his blood once we've received him into our heart. And if you haven't done that, I would encourage you just to get on your knees and say, Jesus, I need you. I need what you're talking about. Maybe I'm in a situation that I need to get out of, or I've been in sin too long. But Lord, there's hope in you, and I want to spend eternity with you. And if that's your prayer today, welcome. I look forward to meeting you either here on this earth or definitely in heaven someday. So welcome to the family if you guys prayed that simple prayer. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then every day, just get into your Bible, guys. Find a Bible-believing church. And just, if you're older, make sure you find some younger guys to mentor, and just be a good example to them. Be their mentee. And if you're an older person and you're looking for somebody to mentor, I would encourage you guys to find somebody in your local churches. And it can go both ways. It's a give and take relationship. And as we sharpen each other, as the Bible talks about in iron sharpens iron, Proverbs 27:17, it's so cool that we can all be part of this together. We can't do this life alone. We're not meant to do it alone. God gave us his son, Jesus. So if you're feeling alone, man, grab onto him today. Let him be your rock, like we just talked about here in Psalms 92. And catch you guys soon. Don't want to keep it too long. Remember to mirror your maker and journey with Jesus. See you guys soon. Bye.